Hello everybody, hello, this is Sergey Baklikov, 12th of August 2020, and I keep making the road trip. Yesterday I told you that I have a good news and bad news for you. The bad news is that the Ural trip this year was over, but the road trip is not over yet, and uh, from Perm yesterday. Now I came here to the town of Kirov. The town of Kirov, which is also used to be known as Vyatka, and also Klinov or Klinov. Kirov. Now it's Kirov since 1934. Hello everybody, keep joining. How long was your drive? I was driving for almost 7 hours with several stops for, for coffee, for refuel. And so now I'm here in this hotel, which is called Vyatka. Vyatka. This is the hotel in the historical city center, and it's not that expensive at all. I mean, for this kind of hotel, it's not expensive at all. You guys keep joining to this live stream. Today we are walking through Vyatka, now named Kirov. Not now, but now and since 1934. Kirov, Sergei Kirov, he was one of the most significant revolutionaries and politicians back in the Soviet days. In 1934, he was murdered. And the town was named after him, Kirov. And look, in difference from, let's say, Leningrad, Stalingrad, Kuibyshev, all these towns were renamed back to their original names. For example, Leningrad to St. Petersburg, Stalingrad to Volgograd, Kuibyshev to Samara, but not Kirov. Not Kirov because here was many attempts to make the referendum, but it's obvious even without the referendum that most of local people, they are against it. They don't want to change anything. Probably they got used to this, and they don't want such changes. I'm now in the historical city center of Kirov. This is Oktябрьский проспект, October's Prospect, the hotel with the address house number 145. And this is pretty good location because right, I've got out of the hotel and I'm already in the historical city center. October's Avenue. It's almost like October's Prospect in Ufa, but in Ufa it's called Проспект Октября. Here it's called Октябрьский проспект, which actually about the same. So let's keep moving. You keep joining and I will keep moving, okay? Dudes. Usually I'm starting kind of slowly because I'm waiting for more people to join this live stream. Look, that's the hotel, and I love this. Let's keep going. Now it really seems to me like typical Soviet Union prospects, wide streets, Stalinist era buildings or late Soviet Union buildings. the mix. The town of Kirov, actually kind of big town. Here now lives 518,000 residents, which makes it one of hundreds largest cities in Europe, in a European continent. And by the way, this is the most eastern town of the European parts of Russia. Kirov. Oh, Mama Bear. Let's give likes for Sergey. Yes, don't forget likes. Thank you big time. I, by the way, already not in the Ural, but in a so-called pre-Ural. This is what is called Russkая равнина, Russian plain. And now I actually moving northwest. That's where St. Petersburg is located. And actually there is such a definition as northwest, even used to be such a definition as northwest old or ancient Russia. And by the way, Kirov, back then Vyatka, was founded in 1184 with the people of Novgorod lands. So like, I guess from Novgorod the Great, from Novgorod lands, they came here and founded this town here. Ferris wheel. Look, it works. It works, which is pretty good. It seems a little pond. By the way, today I had 2 hours of more sleep because in the Ural, in all the Ural, in Magnitogorsk, everywhere where recently I have been, Magnitogorsk, Chelyabinsk, Tyumen, Ekaterinburg, Perm, everywhere the time was plus 2 hours from Moscow. Here is already the Moscow time. So actually today I slept for 2 hours more, and this is pretty good. Because yes, this trip is actually, it's very interesting, but it's definitely kind of exhausting. This is a pleasant kind of exhausting. I love it, but still this is exhausting. And plus 2 hours is pretty good. Pretty good. Here it's already Moscow time, so that's why today I started a little bit more later than for the last 5 days. In the same time here in the city, I mean, like by Moscow time, I started as usual, but it is turned to be like sometime later than usually. McDonald's. It's good to see that here, and different from Ural region, people are already getting inside into the restaurants. I was surprised to see that in Urals, there's still that final stage of coronavirus restrictions. People was not able to get inside of the restaurants, only to so-called summer terraces. It's a local circus. I hope you can see this well, because I can see a huge contour light which is shining right into the camera, and it makes all the picture pretty dark. Kirov is not the Urals. I never said this is the Urals. I said this is a pre-Ural. But yes, officially this is already a Volga region. And also considered like pre-Urals. '22 VX. Thank you, Mr. Big Time from Washington, D.C. You're welcome. You're welcome, Big Time. Is Vika's birthday in September? Yes, September 12th. My wife wanted to give her a birth at the 11th of September, but I said, wait a little, it's not the best date. So she said, okay. And she delayed it a little bit. Kirov. You dudes wanted something non-touristy, and seems like Kirov is absolutely non-touristy. It's just the town where people live. And look, this is a very Russian city. 96% of population here are Russians. Then like 0.5, like a 0.5% Tatars, and about 0.5% it's how to say, the guys from Mariel. Spartak fitness club and swimming pool. It's interesting that even though it's kind of big town, 500,000 residents, Kirov is not presented in the highest league of any kind of sports. Not in a hockey, not in a football. They actually have hockey club and a football club, but they are not playing in a highest leagues. Kirov got its development again, mostly thankful to, if I can say so, thankful to, because of World War II. Because in the years of World War II, same as to Ekaterinburg, to Magnitogorsk, Chelyabinsk, those Ural towns, as I told you before, here also was evacuated a lot of enterprises, a lot of factories. And this is now a pretty industrial city. enjoying the Soviet prospects. Now feel yourself in Russia. Andreina Bello, hi Sergey, best virtual road trip so far. Keep it up. I will keep it up. Thank you big time. Also a lot of renovations goes in Kirov, which is pretty good. Here is, by the way, the park. If I'm not mistaken, this is Gorky Park. Yeah, they also have Gorky Park. Let me check while I'm standing. It seems like it. The super chat message from Mama Bear: you should start a PayPal for Vika. I would donate to her for her birthday. I am sure others would too. Just an idea. Opinions viewer. Well, I don't know, but we'll think about it. Keep joining, dudes, because everything just beginning. Everybody, please stay. You see, I'm going and bringing this stuff for my viewers, okay? You stay here. Whoa, another American occupation, American fast food occupation. General Sanders. Hi, dude. Today from Perm, I drove for 500 kilometers, which has taken 7 hours. 7 hours because I was making like 3 stops for a coffee and just to exercise my legs, and one refuel. Usually one full tank for Hyundai Solaris. That's the car I drive now, the car from Avis, an American car rental which also operates in Russia. And in Ufa, it was the only company which allowed to take the car in Ufa and to return it in St. Petersburg. Most of car rentals in Russia, unfortunately, they don't allow you to return the car in other cities. For example, in Ufa, it seems like almost all car rentals, if you're taking the car in Ufa, you have to return it to Ufa. But in Avis, actually, you can because in Avis, they have an offices now in all big towns, big cities, and definitely they have in Moscow, they have in St. Petersburg, they have in Ufa, because these all are so-called cities millionaires. And the tank of Hyundai Solaris usually enough for 750, 760 kilometers. And I remember that I was making the refuel before that, yet before Yekaterinburg. So it is taking 7 hours, and today I will making even a bigger road trip, because the distance between Kirov and Vologda, where I will go, even bigger, 800 kilometers, and it will take like 10 hours, 10, 11 hours. So today I will have to wake up really early at about 4 a.m. in order to come at about 2, maybe 3 p.m. to Vologda. Then I guess we'll have about an hour for a nap, then to take a shower, to make my crazy hair, you know. Look at my crazy hair. If you wanna know the secrets how I make my crazy hair, I will tell you. 1 second. Just want to show another example of renovations. The renovations keep going. So there's nothing special. At first I wash my head with a shampoo, and then I just take a how to say, the vent, how to say, and then I take the hairspray, okay, and then with a just towel, yes, the dryer, and then just with a towel, I just make like, I'm just waving my head with this, and I'm looking at the picture. If I like how it looks like, I leave it. If I don't really like, I keep making this until I will see some unusual randomized form that I like. And then I fix it once again and wait a little bit for it all to fix. I use like kind of extra fixation. It's number 4. Look, Coffee Lake seems like getting really huge markets. In every, even small town, I see Coffee Lake and ice cream. By the way, one of the biggest factories to produce an ice cream is located here in Kirov. It would be not bad to get a coffee, but there's a queue, so maybe some later. A little square. Kirov Projects Business Center. Barber shop for man, which is called Brutal. How do you like the name Brutal for a barber shop? This is also the hotel which is next to Vyatka Hotel where I'm staying, and it's called Four Elements. Maybe they need to invite Mila Jovovich and rename it to Fifth Element. Look, IKEA. 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 That's funny. You know what it is, I think? It seems like Kirov don't have an IKEA here, but there's an IKEA, let's say, maybe in Perm, well, for sure in Ekaterinburg, and you're like making the order here, and they're bringing it to you. So they are working more like delivery service exactly for IKEA furniture, IKEA stuff. The dental office. Diadent. And once again, my hotel, and it's called Vyatka, same as the former name of the city. I love that. The Soviet art. Now in the center of all the towns in Russia, in the historical city centers, all the first floor are already belonging to the commercials. The stores, hairdressing salons, barber shops, dental offices. That's where they are making the pancakes, блины, and it's called вкусно, блин. Вкусно, блин. It's like tasty, блин. That's an interesting name for sure. And of course, красное белое, red and white, where you can buy and cheap alcohol and alcohol for cheap. That's why this chain of alcohol stores grown up so much. Douchebags are universal. They are everywhere. Parking on the sidewalks. Typical Khrushchev 5-storied residential residential building. It's 1960s. And that is so-called Zoom, Central Department Store. By the way, now I'm going kind of uphill. That's because the town of Kirov is like Rome. It's the town on 7 hills. Alex Chef, thank you big time. You're returning to be all-time supporter. And that's actually the monument to Sergei Kirov, one of the most significant revolutionaries and Soviet politicians, murdered in 1934. And that's exactly when the town of Vyatka was renamed to Kirov, to commemorate Sergei Kirov. As I told you in the very beginning of the live stream, in different from Leningrad, Volgograd or Samara, the town of Kirov, named after Soviet politician, never renamed back. Several times this question was raised and they tried to make a referendum, but it seems like most of people won't rename it. They won't rename it back to Vyatka. Because look, people maybe just don't want all of this, routine. Actually, this is not that easy to change the name of this city. Because it will require a lot of the registrations of the documents. It's a long process. Who knows, maybe the residents are just kind of responsible and they don't want the budget of the city to be spent for this. It's a big work, and it costs a lot. Кофе. Здравствуйте. Мне необходим большой латте.
На каком молоке лучше?
Мне на обычном молоке, без всяческих добавлений, чистейший латте.
Номер телефона оставляли у вас?
Нет, не имеет смысла, так как я здесь на один день.
Хорошо, 149.
Оплата по карте Тинькофф.
Откуда вы?
Петербург.
Балдеж.
Петербург — это величие, мощь, это невероятнейшая глубина истории, культуры, литературы, архитектуры, музыки.
А в Кирове зачем? Тогда.
Я делаю роуд-трип, путешествие по Уралу.
И как нравится?
Мне кажется, очень интересный, нетронутый город, нетронутый современным развитием. То есть пока еще не заставлено.
То есть отстающий.
Нет,
Да.
не отстающий, не зачем. Вот то, что не настроили ничего нового. И это не портит исторический облик города.
Город изначально строился как город-завод, поэтому ему будет очень трудно выбираться из этого.
Как Кировский завод. А здесь вы считаете, какая главная самая индустрия, промышленность? Самый главный завод.
На данный момент даже не знаю, если честно.
А исторически?
Раньше очень много всего было.
Да, это верно. 28 очень крупных заводов было.
Да. А где уже были?
Ой, это очень долго перечислять.
Ну, в Кирове. Киев,
А,
Константин.
еще не был, вот только пошел с площади. Вот только иду. Сейчас я сверну на Герцена. И там дальше. Тут у меня есть маршрут.
Какой у вас маршрут, если не секрет?
Сейчас, где у меня телефон? Ну, вот такой вот.
Сейчас абсолютно. Это вам?
Ну вот где-то мы здесь же, да? Вот.
Мы с вами вот где двоечка, мы рядом с этим.
Ну вот туда вот.
Да. Театралка, набережная.
Но я думаю, что это грамотный маршрут. Там составлен он. При участии, кстати, Министерства туризма. Или комитета по туризму.
Ну, сейчас получается только то, что можно ногами обойти, правильно?
Мгм.
Музей и все это у нас не работает. Да, набережная, исторический центр. Это рядом с набережной все.
Это прекрасно.
Есть у нас Спасская. На Спасской у нас есть спустюсь, и там что-то типа пешеходной улицы.
Как она называется?
Спасская улица.
Спасская. Буду иметь в виду. Спасибо. Спасибо.
Хорошего вечера.
Спасибо. Вам того же. Okay, let's keep going. She's a local, and I told her that I'm walking through the routes, interesting routes, and she asked to show her the routes, and actually she accepted as a local that yes, it's really like it's gonna depict the mood of this city. There's a boulevard. You already know that if you used to watch my videos before, that in Russia, boulevards, this is not what boulevards in, let's say, in the States. Here, boulevard, it's a road, car road, which is separated with such an alley. I like this old school trolley bus. Whoa. Manuel Toto, thank you for joining membership. Also, Amu Hamid Al Ghazali, big time. Let's walk a little through that boulevard. In Kirov, the temperature today plus 19, plus 20 degrees Celsius. This is an ideal for me, especially when it's no wind. Ideal weather, 20, 22 degrees, ideal. I told you many times that when it's cold, you just can dress warmer and that's it. But when it's a heat, you can do nothing with this. Just to sit at home or in a car with an air conditioner. the place which is called Russian Burger. Русский бургер. How do you like such a boulevard? Those who just joined, let me tell you, this is Sergey Baklykov today exploring the town of Kirov, which is already Volga region and also considered like pre-Ural. And here we can understand that I actually lived the Ural region. Yesterday I was in Perm, and today I came to Kirov. Today we'll go to Vologda, Kirov. That's the town which used to be called Vyatka, and actually founded, yes, in 1174 by the people of Novgorod the Great. They came here. This is actually the most eastern part of European parts of Russia, and this is already, we can consider like northwest of Russia. And you know, one of the names of ancient Russia, it's like northwestern Russia. And it used to be something like an outskirts of an ancient Russia. One of the biggest factories in Kirov, that's Kirov factory, which is called Mayak, lighthouse. But the modern look it got in the 19th, 20th century. Unfortunately, even in the cities, Russian towns, where here never was the war, because it's far from the front. However, just because of most of the buildings of 18th, 17th centuries were the wooden buildings, they never saved until our days. You know, the fires back in those days, it was like a usual thing. Here now we can see again typical picture. It's the buildings of pre-revolutionary buildings, like the end of 19th century, and the early Soviet buildings. Also, what I've noticed here in this in a Ural region, and here you see, it's only the first, like the beginning of the second decade of August. Today it's 12th of August, but you see already how many yellow leaves are here. Little by little, in this region, the trees are already getting the yellow leaves. For example, look at there. You see yellow leaves already. Because climate here is kind of severe. Here is a continental climate because the air masses coming here right from the Arctic Ocean. Well, of course, it's pretty good in the summer months here. The summer months in Russia considered as June, July, and August. But of course, in the north of Russia and in the Urals, the weather becomes colder sooner than in central Russia, and of course than in the south of Russia. However, let's say in St. Petersburg, which is in the Baltics, however, there still comes some of warm Gulf streams as well. So that's why, for example, this winter in St. Petersburg was pretty warm, and the temperature was usually no colder than -1 degree Celsius. Most of the winter in St. Petersburg this year was -1 + 1 degree Celsius. I'm not sure how much it is in Fahrenheit. I don't freaking understand in Fahrenheit, and I don't freaking understand in pounds and in inches. Okay, so -1 + 1, it's about 36 Fahrenheit. Come on, dudes, it doesn't make sense. How 0 can be 36? Because you know what is 0 in Celsius? It's below zero. Below zero. It's the temperature when the water getting frozen, so it makes sense, like 0 points. Okay. So if you go down, if you go below zero, the water getting frozen turns into the ice. Okay. And what is 32 Fahrenheit? Now we need to turn here. I hardly see what is there on the traffic lights because of the reflection. Now we'll go to Spasskaya Street. It's, as she said, in the coffee shop. This is something like their pedestrian streets. Okay, let's check it out. Second hand. It's different hipsters. They love second-hand stores. They say in second-hand stores you can find many things you will not find in the usual stores. Okay, let's get to just one random, absolutely random yard. To see how it looks like. Okay, typical Soviet yard. Parking lots. Playground for kids. Trash bins. The chain of flower stores. Акация. Don't freaking kill me, okay? Yeah, this is, by the way, how in many yards now in Russia the local people fight with the parkings in their yards with the strangers. So they just install such openers. How you call it? We call it Schlagbaum. It seems like German word, Schlagbaum. How you call it? This is some conserved pre-revolutionary building. That's how they conserve it until they are looking for a budget to refresh it, to renovate. More of street art. This is the electric block, like a neighborhood's electric block. And this is an eye that is trying to hypnotize you. Russia, Россия, you all love Russia. You love Russia. Panda 727, why is Ronald not joining you? I thought he moved to St. Petersburg. He can pilot for air floods. Well, for now, the American residents, they are still not allowed to get inside of Russia. Only some countries, it's like Great Britain, Tanzania, Turkey. Some street arts which is dedicated to the World War II. Победа будет за нами. The victory will be ours. This is kind of quality street art, I think. Yes, it's much better. It's much better than frigging tags, than frigging graffiti. The real street art. Во имя мира, for the sake of the world. 75 years. 75 years since the victory in Great Patriotic War, which is also World War II. But the thing is, here for Russia, the war was over a little bit earlier than for the rest of the world. The Soviet parts of World War II, known as Great Patriotic War, hookah, burger, craft beer, lounge place. Merchant building. Now somebody's restaurant. More of street art. Wow, look. 2-floor wooden house. Look, yes, with the gates. With the yard there. I guess now maybe we will find something really interesting which is preserved here. Because look, all these Ural towns, they are actually never had any battles here. Too far. It was too far from the front where all the battles went. Late Soviet Union. By the way, this is Kirov Regional Court. Probably that's where was the court against Russian liberal Alexei Navalny. It seems like it was here. What do you think, guys? Maybe some of Russians now will tell me. Maybe you can check it out now. Alexei Navalny. This is actually the most popular the most popular Russian oppositioner, which is considered like a liberal opposition. Music trades, Mustorg, Mus trades. It's the store of the musical instruments. Sound, light, microphone and radio systems, DJ equipment, music instruments, guitars, keys, drums. Okay, so here I've got an information that Navalny was in another court. Actually, Navalny was messed up in a matter which is called like Kirov Les, Kirov Woods or Kirov Forest. Here is the square which is called musical square. How to say this correct? Music or musical square. Once I love music so much, of course I want to check it out, what it is. And look, seems like here is the youth hanging out. The grand piano, piano mania. It's just an art object. It doesn't seem like this is the real or at least completed piano. No, it's just installation. It's an iron, it's metallic piano mania. You remember in December in St. Petersburg, in the Sheremetyev Palace, which is now the Museum of Music Instruments, I used to show you the black grand piano of Dmitry Shostakovich, his personal grand piano. Wow. I still remember, and even though there was the sign "Don't touch," however, I touched the grand piano of Dmitry Shostakovich, and I still feel like I still can feel the touch with that piano. I still feel like I can feel the warmth I've got touching that piano. And look, this is definitely cello. I think that one of the greatest cello players, it's definitely Mstislav Rostropovich. Mstislav Rostropovich, he also was a great friend of Dmitry Shostakovich. Dmitry Shostakovich dedicated, devoted the first cello concerto special. He wrote it, not just dedicated, he wrote it special for Rostropovich. Mstislav Rostropovich, and his wife was Galina Vishnevskaya. Galina Vishnevskaya, she is an opera singer, and this is a saxophone. Galina Vishnevskaya, yeah. And you know what they did? Mstislav Rostropovich and his wife Galina Vishnevskaya, they purchased the apartments of Dmitry Shostakovich at Maratha Street 9. That's the house that I used to show you for many times, okay? They are purchased it and specially gifted to the city. They did that so to turn this into the museum, and really they turned it into the museum. But the thing is, the apartments is not on the first floor, and by the law of St. Petersburg, the museums in the residential buildings, they must have like a separate entrance or at least an agreement of all the people who are living there. But look, in that hallway, exactly where Dmitry Shostakovich used to live and where Rostropovich and his wife Galina Vishnevskaya purchased that apartments and gifted to the city, there's really like appeared to be one mofo, and that mofo said that I don't like it. I don't like that huge crowds of people are coming here every day into my hallway. He said that I don't care about Shostakovich. Well, yeah, like many people don't care about Shostakovich. I already know this. Unfortunately, many people don't fucking care about Shostakovich. And so once no matter how great is Shostakovich, however, the law is exist, and so they had just to close it. And now that apartment is staying on a balance of the city, but you can't go there. Nobody can go there. It is not working as the museum anymore, and it happened way before I moved. I moved to St. Petersburg, so I myself never been there, but I would love to. And actually, maybe pretty soon, I will talk with the government of the city, and I will get the possibility to go there, at least like with a private tour. Okay. Yeah, it is really sucks. It is really sucks. Some uneducated bastards. Uneducated bastards. I guess maybe he also just wanted the money. He maybe wanted the money. He maybe expected they will tell him, okay, so maybe we will share some money with you and you will shut up. But once the museum was the state museum, they never offered him that. Okay, now trying to figure out where to go next. Here I have my old phone where I'm checking where I am on Google Maps. Okay, let's. This is, by the way, the street, which is named after Karl Liebknecht. He is a German. He was a German communist. Well, here is 22VX asking me about Alexandrovsky Garden. I think I will go there. I will go there for sure. Karl Liebknecht. And this is, by the way, the art gallery here. Italians in Russia. Carpe Diem. Contemporary Italian arts from the BXM collection. Pretty good. J. Gajan Dragged car. Cheers. Thank you, dude. Now here we came to the square. The whole square. Wow. Monumental architecture. Now let's check it out. It's the government's. The government building. University. Theatrical square. Oh, 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 Ronald. Long time no see. Long time no see. Lenin, yes, this is Lenin again, with the best regards to Ronald. Vladimir Lenin. Happy childhood, yes. And now here we have a full collection. A Lenin, and there's hammer and sickle. О, прекрасно, прекрасно. So how do you love it? Lenin, and like everywhere, Lenin is staying next to the building of the Kirov Region government. This is a regional government building. I think this is considered like Constructivism, like pre-Stalinism, pre-Stalinist architecture. This is a Vyatka University. Vyatka, the former name of Kirov, of the town of Kirov, which in difference from Leningrad or Samara, never was renamed to its original name, Vyatka, which it had since 1174. The square actually called Theatrical Square, where I am now, because this is drama theater. Monumental neoclassical drama theater. And I think that in the Victory Days, when they are making the parades, they are making this here. Because look, here is Lenin, here is the building of the government, and here is a huge square. I hope you'll love such a panoramas. Sometimes in the significant places of the towns, I'm making stop and making such a panorama slowly. So for you to like to feel what it is all about, how it really looks like. Normally, slowly, with no hurry. And in a real time, what's also important. Panoramas are great. J.I. Lewis, thank you. Stanislav is not hiring you today. He's actually in the comments. Stanislav Petrov. He's in Perm. Yes, I'm bringing the live streams to a whole new level. And look, now it becomes more and more popular on the squares like this to have the electric cars rentals for kids. And mechanical too. Look, this one is a mechanical. And yes, you all already know that here in Russia we love fountains. How is the square? How is Lenin without the fountain? Fountains are great. And the Rickardsman by the fountains for St. Petersburg. Russian girls love the flowers. So that's why in Russia so many flower stores, and most of them working 24/7. And if they are working 24/7 and it happens like all the time, then it makes sense. Well, those I can see that personally I never used to purchase the flowers at night. But I remember that I used to buy them like early in the morning. For example, while my wife sleeps. For example, she has a birthday, or this is an International Women's Day, which is at the 8th of March. And I wake up a little bit earlier and I go to the flower store, which is opened because it's open 24/7. I buy the flowers, and I'm coming and I gift the flowers as soon as my wife waking up. And awesome old school trolley bus. By the way, the public transportation here works since 1930s. And they have the trams here as well, trolley buses. And I love it that, look, here it's so old school and never covers with the advertisements, like let's say in Perm yesterday. It's pretty good. It creates an awesome feel. By the way, from the Karl Liebknecht Street, we now came to Karl Marx Street. Okay. Kirov. Kirov. Да, да, мы уже поняли, что ты крутой. I said yes, yes. We already all got it that you're so freaking cool. That's what I said. Now this is the museum of Vysnitsov brothers. The art museum, of course. And now I have a feeling that we are definitely in a very historical center, the quintessential of the history and culture of this city. Wow. Look, I see there's the whole street with the preserved pre-revolutionary buildings. I think we have to go there. For sure, for sure. The art museum named after Vysnitsov brothers. You check out who are Vysnitsov brothers. In the same time, there's inside. Look, damn. I thought this is a preserved building, but it's newly made. Newly made stuff. Or this is a big kind of reconstruction. The reconstruction where you reconstruct, but they are losing the old feel. Damn it. What a disappointment. I mean, yeah, but I mean, of course, like, it's better the buildings like this. But it's really bad if, let's say, if this is reconstruction. Because in case if this is reconstruction, then it's a bad reconstruction. Because the reconstruction not only have to renew the building, but yet to leave the feeling, I mean, like, all preserved that this is the historical building. Those who just joined, let me remind you, today we are walking through the town of Kirov, which is the administrative center of Kirov Region. This is already a Volga region. I left Ural and I'm going west, go west, to be exact, to the northwest, to St. Petersburg. So this is Ural. Oh, not Ural, Volga. I already got out of the Ural. This is also considered like a pre-Ural, yeah, because if you will go west, where I'm from, I just came, there will be the Ural, but I go now, I mean east, but I now go west because I'm little by little getting back to St. Petersburg. Tomorrow I will be in Vologda. It's going to be like at least 10 hours drive, so I will have to wake up really early today, like maybe 4 a.m. and to drive. But it's worth that. I enjoy these road trips and I hope you enjoy this too. Kirov, the town of Kirov, it used to be known as Vyatka. Vyatka, the town of Vyatka, founded yet in 1174 by the people of Novgorod lands, Novgorod the Great. And yes, I guess back then it was like the most eastern points in European parts of Russia, and this was also the most eastern points of an ancient Russia, which is also known like used to be known as northwestern Russia. It's the times of Novgorod lands. And you know, Vyatka, actually back then was considered like it's as far away as they also have even their own Veche. Veche, it's a council of people, same as Novgorod the Great. Yeah, like they were admitting the power of Prince of Novgorod. But in the same time, they had their own Veche. Because of the distance, they were still kind of independent. And from what I've learned today, it's actually also was an important point to defend from the Golden Horde, from the Mongols. And there's also such an interesting, by the way, this is easy to say, well, at least for me, that this is the puppet house. Also, you know what? The people of Vyatka, it's the name of Kirov back in those days. They used to help. Uh, at first, they used to help so-called the Great Moscow Duchy, but then Great Moscow Duchy actually captured Vyatka and joined it to the Great Moscow Duchy. So you really have to think twice. The partners, the political partners, war partners that you're dealing with. Constructivism, the main post office. Wow. Whoa. So cool. But the doors are not good. I bet here was a huge heavy wooden doors. By the way, look, the green post office box, blue post office box, and the red. The red is for like a first class high speed correspondence. Express, yeah, express. From Vyatka to Moscow, 973 verst. I'm not even sure how to say this in English. Verst. But it seems like one versta, it's almost 1 kilometer. Because from here to Moscow, it's 800 kilometers. And that's interesting how I still never mentioned you that the town was called Vyatka because actually it is founded on the bank of Vyatka River. So the name Vyatka, it's Gidronim. It's Gidronim. Okay, let's keep going. It's pretty good. Wow. It seems like definitely the historical city center of Kirov. It's one of the most preserved city centers. Wow. Art museum. Let's keep going. The House of Cook. It's pretty preserves historical city center. I think one of the reasons of it is that this is a province. This is provincial city. Unfortunately, when the economy growing up, pretty much people begin to have money. They want to extend their business. And those who are making the development business, they all the time trying to get the better possible land. And they start to demolish the old buildings. And on their places, construct the new buildings or something that to have super profits. Whoa. And look, even not many of the signs. Flowers and Sopo Lounge. Lounge. That's usually where you can smoke the hookah. Pretty good, pretty good. Absolutely relaxed atmosphere. I think this is so far out of this road trip the most historically preserved city center. Unfortunately, in Yekaterinburg, you can see a lot of new architecture, new buildings, because it's a big city. It's the fourth biggest city of Russia. There's a lot of new construction in Chelyabinsk, but here, like everything preserved. Nothing new at all. And most of this supports it in a good shape. Maybe not everything like this building, but this one and this one. Look. Wow, pretty good, pretty good. Now this becomes an opening for me. Now this becomes an opening. And you know, even in Tumin, you remember in Tumin, even though there's also like an awesome city center, but already enough of newly constructed buildings. Here is not. I am now, by the way, going to Alexander Garden. 22VX was asking me. Whoa, so preserved, so clean and so quiet. Kirov. Kirov. Unfortunately, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Business is coming, and look, they actually demolished the wall, installed a huge, absolutely not okay for this building, windows, plastic doors. That's what the business makes with the historical heritage. But not much of it here, not much at all. Look, this is cool. This is an opening for me. An opening. I think from the point of view of the historical preserve, it beats for me even Tumin. Wow. It's pretty cool. Can you believe it? Finally, I found it. The whole blocks, the whole unstoppable blocks of preserved 19th century architecture without any single modern high-rise building, which is killing the landscape. Whoa. I finally found it. I finally found it. Almost 8 years and a lot of like thousands and thousands miles of road trips, but I found it. This is Kirov, former Vyatka. Нет, ну вы посмотрите на это, вы посмотрите, вот, look at this. О, это же шикарно, вот. Нетронутые кварталы, целые кварталы. The whole untouched district. Whoa. It's unbelievable. Whoa. Это прекрасно, вот просто прекрасно. The theater. Wow. The happiness of the historical and architectural geek. I mean, so many buildings, the whole blocks, the whole districts, everything is untouched. It's unbelievable. Послушайте, это невероятно, это невероятно. Алекс, шеф, thank you. Wow. The Museum of Chocolates. The Museum of the History of Chocolates. That's what it says. Это потрясающе, потрясающе, конечно. Кафе мороженое, кафе ice cream. Mama Bear, thanks. Thank you too. I would go to the museum, but museums are closed. Whoa. I can't stop saying it. Like, wow, wow. This is definitely the opening. This is the opening for me. It used to be the malls, trading malls. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think now it beats even Tumin. It beats Tumin. I guess except the embankments in Tumin. But in all the rest, whoa. Look. Whoa. Can you see this? Can you see this? Wow. Who would thought? Who would thought? Это Россия. This is Russia. Послушайте, послушайте, но это невероятно. Это невероятно. Это просто невероятно. Срочно, срочно бросайте все, срочно в Киров. I think that actually you all have immediately, urgently to leave everything, to leave all your matters and come to Kirov to visit. You hear me? You hear me? Edward Turner, this beats the tour Stan, the stalker, led you to yesterday of the rundown apartments area. That's for sure. That's for sure. Look at this Art Nouveau. Northern Modern. Я вам говорю, срочно, urgently, I'm telling you, urgently, leave all your matters, оставьте все свои дела, и срочно, and urgently, to Kirov. Срочно. Срочно все бросайте. Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, there is the crosswalks. I don't wanna jaywalk. Это невероятно. Невероятно. Вы посмотрите, какая дверь. It's unbelievable. Look what a door. Невероятно. Это просто невероятно. Это надо же. Это надо же. Это невероятное что-то. Вау. Listen to me. This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You have no idea. No idea. Wow. Look. Wow. Вы посмотрите, look. What? The real wooden frames. And it's keep going. And it's keep going and going. Вы посмотрите, что делается. Вы посмотрите, что делается. Необходимо срочно все бросать и ехать в Киров срочно. Look, I mean, we see the historical buildings like absolutely in every town I recently visited. But it's like one building here, some buildings there. But here, it's unstoppable blocks. One whole solid district. This is a northern St. Petersburg. Whoa. Wow. No, это opening. This is opening. For sure. For sure. Невероятно, невероятно. Why don't you drive to Kazan? I was there. The stadium. So you asking where I was in Kazan? I was in Kazan in the second half of the June. It was my very first road trip tour this year. I started in Ufa together with my family, and first I went to Samara, then to Ulyanovsk, Sviazhsk, Kazan. Kazan actually was the fourth city I have visited in my Volga road trip. That's how I called it, Volga, because I was going up through the towns of Volga River: Samara, Ulyanovsk, Sviazhsk, Kazan, Cheboksary, Nizhny Novgorod, and then I came to Moscow. We stayed in Moscow for 3 days, and then we started another road trip, which is a golden ring of Russia, all 8 official towns of Russia. It's Sergiev Posad, Переславль-Залесский, Rostov the Great, Yaroslavl, Kostroma, Ivanovo, Suzdal, Vladimir. And then I went to Karelia, Petrozavodsk, Lakes Onega, and Lake Ladoga. Petrozavodsk, which is the capital of Karelia, the funniest village in Karelia, Kindesovo, one of the most beautiful villages of Russia, Kinerma, Ruskala Park, Karela Park. Then I went to Ivangorod, which is right on the border with Estonia. It's on Narva River. From one side on Narva River there is Ivangorod, and from another side there is Narva, the town of Narva, which is called the same as the river Narva. It's Estonian city. I also went again to Vyborg, the butthurt place for Finnish people, and to Pskov, and then I went also to Novgorod the Great. Novgorod the Great, it's the father of Russian towns. That's where actually the history of Russia really started. It's, well, officially, like formally, the first capital of Russia, it's Old Ladoga. But I think it's kind of nominally, because all the real sunrise of an old Russia started in Novgorod the Great, which was the center of Novgorod lands. And now this is, whoa, look, I see this is already for the second time for the last minute, how the cars almost met each other, almost kissed each other. And so now I'm here already in the fourth tour road trip, which I called Ural road trip, because I flew to Ufa from St. Petersburg, and in Ufa I've rented the car again. I've rented the car and I went to Magnitogorsk, the metallurgical capital of Russia. Then I went to Chelyabinsk. From Chelyabinsk to Tyumen. From Tyumen to Yekaterinburg. From Yekaterinburg yesterday to Perm. And from Perm, now I came here to Kirov. Tomorrow we'll go to Vologda. Not even tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow like at 4 a.m. because I will need to drive about 10 hours. 10 hours, 800 kilometers to Vologda. Oh, birches. The birch trees, which are considered as a true Russian trees. But when I've been to Valhalla, it's a New York State, in Kinsika Cemetery, there was some birches too, and I really loved it because I've been to the graveyard of Sergei Rachmaninov, and this was so nice to see the birches not far from the grave of Sergei Rachmaninov, who buried in Kinsika Cemetery in Valhalla. And I went there from the Grand Central Terminal to Valhalla on the suburban train, and then just by walk went to Kinsika Cemetery. And when I've got inside of the office of the cemetery, I said them that I need the grave of Sergei Rachmaninov, and they gave me the brochure at Alexandrovsky Garden. They gave me the brochure where was exactly the way how to get there. So the position. The thing is, it's not that big cemetery. It seems like it's a cemetery for significant people, and there is not too many graves, and most of the graves seem absolutely like fancy. And it was not that hard to find that. And I came there and I also purchased the flowers and I laid the flowers. Also cleaned up a little. On his grave. I mean, it's not that it was like really, how to say, dirty there. No, it wasn't dirty, but just, how to say, yeah, it was need to take some care because it was like, it was the spring, it was in April, the end of April. So I'm taking care about it. And also there's, on the same grave, also buried his wife and his daughter. You can actually check it out. You can just search for Sergei Rachmaninov grave, Sergei Baklikov, and you will find it. It's on my other channel, which is like called Sergei Baklikov, because it was my second visit to the United States. And I remember that when I first went to the States in 2016, and even though I said it pretty clear that, and it was obvious that I go there because of the invitation, many invitations of you, of my subscribers. However, there was so many Viners who told like, come on, so no real Russia anymore? Why the hell you go? Why the hell you go to the United States? You know, I came here, I freaking subbed because I wanted to know about Russia. I don't need to know about America. I live here, so what I don't know about America? And sub, and stuff like that, you know? Also, some people told me like that I'm just an American wannabe and stuff like that. And when I was making the second visit to the States, I decided frigging just to start on the separate channel. Nice rotunda here, and the guys are playing the piano. The creative youth of Kirov. And now I need to figure out how to go to the embankment. Не подскажешь, как пройти на набережную?
Набережная дальше.
Сейчас направо, да, вот так.
Налево. То есть
А,
идите вниз и налево по мосту.
все понял, спасибо. So now we'll get to the embankments of Vyatka River. The name of the city, Vyatka, it's a Gidronium. Gidro, it's water. And it was pretty common for an old Russian towns to be named because of Gidronium. For example, Samara named so because there's Samara River. or Volgograd. It's because of Volga. It's the city on Volga. It's laying on a 60 kilometers along Volga River. Or, for example, even Kazan, it's like Kazanka River there.
У нее же тоже все начало.
How high is the bridge? I don't know, maybe like 20 meters. The local street musicians, the local alcoholic. Россия. Another rotunda, which looks pretty good from the distance. Rotunda on a hill. By the way, I already told you today that Vyatka, Kirov, Vyatka, considered like the town on 7 hills. So Vyatka River, dudes. Россия. Это Россия. Послушайте меня. Listen to me. This is Russia. Россия.
Камень просто его как будто его вода поднимает. Вот это. Да? Да, катись.
Мама, это что, горячая моряка?
Он уже давно.
So here we are, Vyatka River. Vyatka River, and the river which gave the name, historical name, to the town of Kirov. As I told you, in difference from Leningrad or Volgograd or Samara, it has never returned its original name. Some people were trying to organize the referendum, like for the locals to vote if they want to return the original historical name, but they never got too much of support. Like, seems like locals are pretty okay about the name of Kirov. Vyatka. Vyatka. Look, 900 years ago here came the people of Novgorod, Novgorod lands, and they found this town here, Novgorod. This is actually was like a province of an ancient Russia, or northwestern Russia, northwestern ancient Russia. It's awesome, don't you find it? Это Россия. Послушайте, но Россия, Россия. It's a real Russia. That's what is the real Russia. Россия. По-настоящему. Really real Russia. Great, powerful, beautiful, wide. Peaceful. Россия. Россия. Это невероятно. Sarah, what a lovely view. Yep. The view is lovely. It's pretty lovely. Yes, it's very calm, very relaxed city, absolutely non-touristy, you know, because it's located, it's really like far from big cities of Russia. It's really like more like north. It's so preserved. Look, on the building this sign, Titanic. That's funny. Wow. J. Gibson, Holy Russia. Yes, yes. Vyatka. It really was worth today to drive here for 7 hours from Perm. It was really worth that. Ну, прекрасно, прекрасно. Dudes, need to dump all your matters and to come to Vyatka, to come to Kirov. Unfortunately, need to keep going. Yeah, like I would stay here like for maybe an hour, but let's just continue. Let's continue. I hope that we will be able to see more until the sun will really set, because the sun is setting. Sun is setting. Извините, вот не подскажете, так можно в центр выйти, надо подниматься?
Наверх подниматься надо.
Там никак.
Там нет.
Окей, спасибо. Okay, need to raise up again. Raise up. But it's good. The German Shepherd. Just once again, before I will get back to the historical city center. Keep walking Kirov, which is definitely, I can say, already became the opening for me. Absolutely untouched historical city center, 19th century. Absolutely. Not just like some buildings here, some buildings there, but the whole district. Unbelievable. Vyatka River. Those who keep joining, let me remind you, we are today in the town of Kirov, which until 1934 used to have the name Vyatka. This is the historical name because it is located on the embankments of Vyatka River. It was founded, yes, in 1174 by the people of Novgorod land. Vyatka even used to be like the city in itself, independent city with its own Veche. Veche, it's a people's council. But then it was joined to the Great Moscow Duchy. It's in the 16th century. In Ivan times. Tsar Ivan the Terrible. And the Soviet development it got because of World War II, same as other towns in the Ural and near Ural. Many factories was evacuated here in Kirov. Kirov, it's not a Ural, but it's a pre-Ural, and it also still far from where the front was, the battlefront. I love Kirov. Yes, I love Kirov. Okay. I can't stop enjoying the panorama. Whoa. Here it is. Vyatka. Vyatka. So Vyatka, it's a hydronym. The name of the city, Vyatka, it's a hydronym. Named after the name of the river. Россия. The real Russia. Wow. It's a real Russian landscape. Look, the birch trees, the river, an endless land, the woods. Это невероятно. Это невероятно. Послушайте, это невероятно. Это колоссально. the renovations. The birch trees are right even in the courtyards of the residential buildings. By the way, when today I drove to Kirov from Perm, I saw that actually everything is around. It's a woods. It's a woods. It's just a huge solid wood. But in the city itself, however, the ecological situation is not so good because one of the biggest industries here, it's a chemical plant. Kirov chemical plant. This is another historical neighborhood, but already the Soviet neighborhood. Today when I drove to Kirov from Perm in a car, I was listening to the Second Symphony of Sergei Rachmaninoff. And that was so great to listen to this 2 years after I was listening this for the last time. Actually, the Second Symphony of Rachmaninoff is as great as his second piano concerto. What's this? It's two behemoths. I'm not sure. Two hippos. I'm not. We say behemoth, but just realized never knew how it's called in English language. the advertisements of the All Russia run at the 2nd of August. Yes, we had such a run at the 2nd of August. All Russia was running. The Soviet neighborhoods in Kirov. I'm gonna jaywalk. The route taxi. It's a bus, commercial bus. And this is the state bus. And it's called bus. But the commercial bus called route taxi, маршрутное такси. Route because it goes with a fixed route. But taxi because it's commercial and it takes money for a ride. Well, the state bus also takes money for a ride. But it's like it's official state bus.
Так зашел.
That's why, because it's a state bus and belong to the state company, it's called just a bus, city bus. Are you tired? No, I'm not tired because I'm excited. I'm excited after exploring the historical city center. That pre-revolutionary, pretty preserved historical center. I just never expected to see that. This is definitely an opening. It's an opening. It's an opening of this road trip. Tyumen and Kirov. Number ones. But to me, Kirov even beats Tyumen. because way more stuff preserved. Of course, in 2 minutes, much better embankments, much better, much bigger. But the historical city center way more preserved here. Lava Java Lava, next drink is on me. Thanks, dude. Cafe Romeo. Oh, Romeo. Do you know the track from Basement Jaxx called Romeo? This is the rhythm, the tracks, the Basement Jaxx. Jaxx, the Jaxx. Jaxx into the house. The Jaxx. Basement, the rhythm, the tracks, the Basement Jaxx. And in the beginning there was a Jaxx, and Jaxx had a groove, and from this groove came the groove of all grooves. I am, you see, I am the creator, and this is my house. That's how the house music was born. The rhythm, the tracks, the Basement Jaxx. Jaxx is in the house. I recommend you all to listen to the Basement Jaxx. The first 2 albums, Remedy and Rooty. Especially Remedy, released in 1999 on XL Recordings. Это невероятно, невероятнейший исторический центр. Невероятнейший. Необходимо очень срочно все бросать и ехать в Киров. It's unbelievable. It's time to dump everything and to go to Kirov. The rhythm, the tracks, the Basement Jaxx. Jaxx and then the house. And in the beginning there was a Jaxx, and Jaxx had a groove, and from this groove came the groove of all grooves. I am, you see, I am the creator, and this is my house. That's how the house music was born. Это, смотрите, unbelievable, unbelievable, это невероятно, вот невероятно. Магазин гопников, сомневаюсь, это фирма. It seems like this is the hotel Central. Центральная, гостиница Центральная. Hotel Central. Вау, это невероятно. A little square. This is a memorial square. Or not. No, not. I'm mistaken. Trifon Vyatsky. That's whose memorial it is. And yeah, actually we can say that this is the memorial square. The flowers again. Chilim Club. Chilim. That means relaxing. Lounge. And I can feel the smell of hookah. Well, fortunately in Kirov, it is also already available to go inside. The police. We got back to this pedestrian street, Spasskaya Street. But now let's go aside, check more. some contemporary art, stupid tags. Department store. Вот прекрасно, прекрасно. Wonderful. Pretty huge historical center. Шикарно. Чего еще нахуй? Hey kid, что один делаешь так поздно? А? Домой? Okay. Look, the kid is alone. I said, what are you doing here alone? He said, I go home. Yeah. Look, this is automatic machine for a clear water 24/7. You just pay money and you get the water, still water pouring.
В смысле у Яны, блядь, уже полчаса.
Прекрасно. Шикарно. Dudes, I hope you also enjoy this. Wow. Wooden building.
Вы переходите или нет?
Я нет. It's a Vyatka Gymnasium, 1727, founded in 1727. Woo, 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 woo. Guff, guff, guff. Guff, woo, woo. This is the central bank of Russia. is a cheese mall. I told you, this is just an amazing, absolutely untouched historical center, completely preserved. And yet there you can meet, you know, awesome girls. So my impression is absolutely awesome. My impression is awesome. This is, as I already told you many times, definitely became an opening for me. It's a heaven. It's a heaven for an architecture geeks like me. Preserved pre-revolutionary history here. On every step. This is the St. Petersburg of pre-Urals, the St. Petersburg of Volga. Georgian restaurants. Шикарно, вот шикарно, я вам скажу. It's so posh. It's just posh. You see, the guys are running right on the street. Here in Russia, you can run right on the street. Renovations. Preserving an awesome history, culture, and architecture. The merchant houses, grammar schools, the banks. Libraries, philharmonics, drama theaters. something unbelievable. Posh. So posh. Look, televizory, that means TV screens. Here in Russia you can buy TV screen. Oh yeah, Vyatka, how I forgot about it. You know that actually here in Kirov they produce kind of quality washing machines which are called Vyatka. And yet since the Soviet times, yet in the end of 1970s, they produced Vyatka 12 automatic washing machines in Kirov. Vyatka Automat. How I forgot to mention about it, dudes. Vyatka 12 Automat. Oh, Fred Sobel. Sergey, do you know the Russian musical group Leonid and Friends? They are awesome. Yeah, I saw some of their videos on YouTube. They're good. Good building, but plastic windows. Never good in such buildings. The center of hygienic and epidemiology in Kirov region. Svoboda Street, that means the Freedom Street. Svoboda, freedom. Freedom! 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 Red rum! 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 Oh, got it, David. Thank you for joining the membership. Oh, that's good. Thank you. Neo-Gotics, Northern Modern, Art Nouveau. Good, good. Except the plastic windows. О, срочно, срочно зовите сюда альтернативных историков. Argents, Argents, call here an alternative historians. Срочно, срочно. Посмотрите, здесь была закопанная под землю цивилизация. Look, here was buried under the ground civilization. And on that land here, they created another civilization and completely tear down all the previous history. Срочно. Oh, oh, you see, the house is 1 meter under the ground. Where is the alternative historians? The commission store, 24/7. Keep walking. Platterhof. Thank you big time. Jay, thank you. Пятницкая. Пятницкая street. Okay, dudes, I now am going in direction of the Oktyabrski Prospect, Oktyabrski Avenue, where it's located is my hotel. Well, it's already really dark, and I think that I chose maximum to give you like the main understanding on what is the historical Kirov. And it was awesome. It definitely became an opening for me. I never expected that here will be so solid, preserved and untouched city center. This is pretty great. I continue the road trip. As you know, so that the Ural road trip at this time frame is over. Actually, already today, I'm not in the Ural. I'm in a pre-Ural, but this is really considered like also like Volga region. And I already go to the northwest to St. Petersburg. Now I need to go earlier. It's 9 p.m., almost 9 p.m. I need to go to the hotel earlier because I need to get a good sleep. I'm gonna wake up already at 4 a.m. And I'm gonna drive. It's during this road trip, it's going to be, I think that even out of all the road trips, tomorrow it's going to be the longest fragment, the longest way, because it's gonna take 800 kilometers and I will drive 10-11 hours, and I really need to start like at about 4 a.m. in order to come at least at like 3 p.m. I go to Vologda, and already tomorrow I will stream from Vologda. And then from Vologda, I guess I already will go to St. Petersburg. Okay? Already will go to St. Petersburg. I think this road trip goes really good because look, the openings become too mean, and Kirov for sure. These two towns became an opening. Yes, I'm gonna get some rest now. Vologda, also never been there. Vologda. Really looking forwards. And I guess already on Friday, I will get back to St. Petersburg, and there's going to be what everybody loves, Nevsky, street musicians, girls. Yeah, the Ural trip is awesome, but it's not by the views, it's not as nearly effective as Nevsky. Actually, to me, it would be just more efficient to stay in St. Petersburg. But I just want to make these videos all over Russia, because this is something what is going to stay in a history. In 100, 200, 300 years, people will watch it. People will watch it and they will see what is Russia was in 2020. The real Russia. I'm bringing the live streams to a whole new level. I keep making this. See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for super chats, for discussion in the chats, for likes. Yeah, as always, not many likes at all. Damn. Not many likes, unfortunately. But oh well, I already stopped to pay attention to this. Bye. See you tomorrow.